Hey everybody, we're doing a ring gap today. Starting out with a top compression ring. I've already taken a stock ring the way it came out of the box and measured all my bores. And I came up with 18 thousandths on every one of these on the right side of the block. And strangely enough, it was 17 thousandths on the other side of the block, which means there might be a discrepancy in bore diameter by about 3/10,000ths of an inch, which I am not at all worried about. Because I'm going to have a blower on this motor, I'm opening up the ring gaps per Hastings specifications to 6 thousandths of an inch per every inch of bore diameter. This is a 4.030. To do the calculations, I rounded up to the next largest thousandth of an inch. So we're gapping our top compression ring at 25 thousandths. So I got a 13 and a 12 feeler gauge. This one's already been done. The way you measure, put it in the bore. I like to have the gap at the bottom. Take your piston, run it down a ways, make sure it's even on all sides. Now if the ring's nice and square, take your feeler gauges. And of course 25 just fits in. I'll be adding 2 thousandths of an inch to the second compression ring. The reason for that is you don't want the blow by from the first one getting caught in between there. It could cause ring flutter. Let me show you a comparison of where I started and where it's at. Hopefully you can see that. Not a lot of difference to the eye, but if you do not have enough gap as this engine heats up, if the rings butt together, they'll expand and pop up and it can break a piston. So all I did for sizing these is I got a cutoff wheel on my drill. I'm only going to do one side of it. I'm not going to touch this side. I'm only going to grind on one side. And I want to grind so you don't chip any coatings. So you can use a file, however you want to do it. This is pretty quick to me. Just grind it down. And you also want to check, make sure you ground it square, which I'm sure you can't see on the camera, but I'll be checking to make sure my grinding is nice and square. So, try not to drop them. So you get a nice edge on them. Now I'm going to be checking these, even though they measured out well at 18 thousandths for each hole. I'm going to be checking them in the hole that these rings are going to go into when I'm said and done on the piston. It's still tight, needs some more. I'm not going to bore you with the whole process, but once you get done, there's a little burr on there. Make sure you take something to file or a stone like I've got. Just make sure you clean off any burr, just like that, and that'll be good to go. And obviously when you're done, before you assemble, you clean everything off. I won't bore you the rest of it. I'll be back when everything's done. Thank you. Okay, halfway done. One thing I did forget to mention, whether you're filing or using a die grinder, like I was on the drill, when you do your first one, count the amount of either turns on the file or strokes on the file, how many seconds you had it on the grinder. That'll help you for the rest of them. I came up with about 10 seconds, and that really nailed almost all of them perfectly. So that just speeds up the whole process. I got the second compression ring to go. I'll be opening that up to 27 thousandths. We'll be back. Okay, compression rings are all done. Last part is the oil control rings, oil rings. You see if it comes into view. These are pretty thin. They're hard to get into the bore square, but I did check these. Again, take a piston. Get it square in the bore. And these require 15 thousandths of an inch per Hastings. And it's hard to see, but they're right on. I was able to get a 16 thousandths gauge in there, so they're good to go. Put a little white on that, and you might be able to see that one in the middle there, that's the second control ring, that was 27 thousandths, and the top compression ring, that was set at 25 thousandths. So we're good to go. Time to clean up everything and start putting the rings on the pistons. Thanks.